Have you ever been in a situation to where you were thinking, hey, how do I take the money I have and double it just in 1 year? Well, it's so funny. I actually had a friend ask me this not too long ago. And so I wanted to share with you today the 6 ways that I would take $30,000 and flip that into $60,000 within just 12 months. Come on in and enjoy this conversation. Hey, you guys, welcome back to The Difference. As you know, I'm Jamil Frazier, founder of Think Life is Different. And this conversation today is actually one that's close to my heart. You know, my wife and I love building relationships, and we have found some friends, a group of friends that just right away when you meet these people, you're like, you're not friends, you are family. And it is so important. I always talk about how important it is that you have the right culture, you have the right people, and that your zip code can either make you or break you. And when I say that, is your environment is so important. So we're hanging out with these friends of ours who are all entrepreneurs as well. And one of them actually wanted to put a pool into their backyard. They just bought a new house, and they are thinking of strategic ways of, you know, trying to get some money to really put like a premium pool, luxury pool in their backyard. And so the question was asked, hey, if you had $30,000 and you need to flip it into $60,000, what would you do? And I remember we're at dinner and this question happened. I remember right away thinking, I don't want to answer this. And I remember thinking, I don't want to answer it because that's not necessarily what I do, and it's certainly not what I preach, kind of, and it's not something that I teach our students to do. What I mean by that is I'm typically a long-term investor, man. Like, I invest for years. I am somebody that they call buy and hold typically as my investing strategy. So if I find a piece of real estate, I usually don't buy it to sell it. I usually buy it so that I can keep it. If I find a great stock that I love, I usually don't buy it and sell it. Like, I'm not a day trader necessarily. Like, I buy it and I hold it and I wait for the appreciation. If I find a great business that I love, I usually don't buy it and then sell my positions out of it. I usually buy it and I stay with that business for a long time, unless it's a private equity or an angel investment. Then of course I'm investing into it because I hope that we have an exit. But even that exit usually is not going to come for 5 to 10 years. So thinking about what would I do in a year was like, I was like, I don't love this question. But then I went home and I started thinking about it. And I said, well, if I was to do it, what would I do? And so I thought of 6 ways that I want to share with you today. And remember, I am not telling you to do this. Right? Like, I'm not telling you to do this. I actually think that for my strategy is I think that we should, invest and sort of have a long-term strategy. But I thought it'd be fun to do an episode like this today because there's probably some of you guys that are out there that are thinking, well, I would like to, double my money in the next 12 months. What are some ideas to what I can do? So I want to share with you the 6 ways that I thought about. Now, keep in mind, all of these are very high risk, and they're high risk because you're looking for a reward that's going to happen fairly quickly. You know what I mean? So because you're looking to flip that money that fast, you're probably going to be investing into riskier things. So let's dive into it. Number 1, as I thought about it, is I probably get into some sort of real estate deal and then try to buy a piece of real estate. I probably work with a team to do this, or I probably just start to build the skill sets to buy a piece of property, to fix it up, and then to flip it. I think one of the ways that we have seen historically that people that have made money pretty quickly is to get into the fix it and flip it game, right? And we see all of the episodes on HGTV. We all have a friend that probably has bought some property, they fix it up, and then they've sold it and they've made a quick buck by doing that. So I think that that's something that you could do that wouldn't even take a year. You could probably get a property under contract. You could probably fix that mug up. You could probably flip it in the next 3 to 4 to maybe 5 months. You wouldn't even need a year to do that. In fact, you could probably do maybe 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 deals within the next 12 months to be able to turn that 30,000 into 60,000. So that's number one. Number two is I would maybe get into something that had to do with private equity. Now, not everybody can do this because you actually have to be an accredited investor in order to get into private equity deals like that. So what do I mean? Like, one of my first goals was to become an accredited investor. And all that it does is it allows you to get into deals that a higher income or higher net worth individual are able to get into. But let's just assume you are an accredited investor and you take $30,000, you put it into some sort of deal, right? Whether that's a startup company, whether that's a company that has already been in operations for a while, and then you put your $30,000 in, and then within the next maybe 6 to 12 months, that company either grows in its equity or in its value, or that company decides to sell. And then when it sells, because you have some sort of percentage in that company, now you can be able to double your money. So that's something that I would consider. Is something that I've done before. But again, you have to become an accredited investor for that. Now, the next 4 are a little bit more risky than even those other 2, but it can be done. So number 3 is I would look to invest into an individual stock. We see it happen all the time. We've heard of the Nvidias. We've heard of these companies right now. Palantir is a company that's absolutely going crazy. What's up, fam? I hope that you're enjoying this episode. Listen, I want to invite you to a 3-day experience that you will never forget. We call it Master Your Money Challenge. Let me break it down for you. If you're at a place in your life and in your business right now to where you're doing well financially, but you know there's an entirely different mountain to climb, I want to invite you to spend 3 days with myself and my team as I help you not just figure out how to make more money, but exactly in specific steps on what to do with it. Day 1, you're really going to learn how to get clear on what it is that you want to do, the goals that you have in the future, and then we're going to build your own personalized financial roadmap. Day number 2, you're going to build the 3 plans that have gotten me to making multi-millions in investing, to where we really focus on being safe, being comfortable, and building a plan for wealth. And then on day 3, we're going to dive in and really go through all the different investing vehicles, which is going to be best for you and give you the greatest maximum returns. Go ahead and click the link right here in the show notes, and we hope that you join us. We'll talk to you soon. I want to invite you to pick up my new book, The Freedman and the Oak Tree. Now, I wrote this for people who are in sales and business and coaching and consulting, or you just want to accelerate success in your life, whether that be in finance or even in investing. Now, it's more than that as well, because I wrote it as a historical piece. And so what you're going to get is this beautiful story of sharecroppers really taking something that's minimum and figuring out the 5 laws of leverage to turn it into something where they can leave generational wealth. If you're into beautiful stories, and if you're at a place to where you want to level up your career, your business, or your finances, you want to get this book. Now, the secret is also we are turning this book into a film, so you're going to be able to see it on the big screen as well. Go on and grab this book and share it with at least 10 other people. Now, the hard thing is, like, we don't know necessarily when these companies are going to go crazy, like the 2 I just mentioned, but there is some speculation that you could do, right? So you could take that 30,000, you could put it into an individual company that you feel really, really good about, whether it's that sector, whether it's that company, whether it's the person that's running that company, whether it's the industry that it's in. You feel really good about it, and you think that, hey, maybe this thing could double my money in the next 3, 6 to 12 months. Now, it's harder to do. Let me just say it like that. Like, it's harder to do just because so much of it is speculation. But we have seen people do it over and over and over again. Just go talk to your NVIDIA buddies, and you'll see that a lot of these people have not just doubled their money. A lot of these people have 5x, maybe even 10x their money. So it is possible to do it in an individual stock. Number four. Number four is going to be some sort of hard money loan. This is something that I've done. When I got into lending money back in 2018, it was by accident. I was actually on a sabbatical. I was trying to figure out my life, and that was the first year that I had become a millionaire, and I had a really hard time with it. Why did I have a hard time? Because I kind of understand the statistics for people who are like me. I grew up without a father. I grew up on welfare for over 15, 20 years. I grew up to a single family home. My mother had a very tough upbringing to where her coping mechanism was alcohol and drugs. I grew up with just like a lot of craziness, and I know that for a lot of black men specifically, to hit $1 million in net worth is very rare. And so I had a hard time trying to figure out why me. And I know that might sound stupid, I might sound dumb, but it was something that I actually went through. So I went on a sabbatical to South America to just try to figure out what's my purpose, why is this happening to me, how do I handle really building wealth like this, especially I was only maybe like 37 years old. And so while I was there, I had a buddy of mine who was in real estate, and he fixed up properties and he flipped them. And so he was actually working on a 5-unit apartment building out in Nashville, Tennessee area, and he was looking for a loan. He needed some money. And so he hit me up and he asked me, do you know of any investors that would be interested in investing into a property like this? Well, I was already buying real estate. I knew how to read the numbers a little bit. And so I asked him to send over the real estate deal to me. I looked at it. I liked it. I decided to invest $100,000 into it. And he gave me not only my $100,000 back, but much, much more within a 3-month time period. This is what we call a hard money loan. And so I have done these loans before. It is risky though, because he could have walked away with my money and not given me my money back. And yes, we had contracts in place. Yes, we had things notarized, but it's still risky. They don't always pay you your money back. Thank God he did. And then I told him, hey, if you ever need this money again, let me know. And then he has borrowed that money. This was 7 years ago. I mean, he has borrowed this money over and over and over again. So it is possible with a hard money loan. So I think that was number 4. We talked about a real estate flip. We talked about private equity. We talked about stocks. We talked about hard money loans. Let's get into number 5. Number 5 is crypto. So crypto is really sexy right now. In fact, in 2025, crypto has exploded. You've seen people get so enamored and jazzed about crypto. You know what crypto is crypto is like that new pretty girl that comes to school, to where you've grown up with, like since kindergarten with all of these girls, all the way up to high school, and then now it's your sophomore year in high school and you've been looking at the same flock of girls for the last 10 years, and now that new pretty girl comes in, or that new handsome dude comes in, and now they are the talk of the school. This is what crypto is, even though crypto has been here for a while. So, but crypto is absolutely crushing it right now, depending on what you are invested in. And so we have seen people flip their money, and not just 2x their money, 5x, 10x their money again by investing in crypto. So crypto could be a play that you would use if you wanted to take whatever money that you have, in this case $30,000, and flip it into $60,000. Now, you could also completely lose that $30,000, especially how volatile crypto is. So again, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you, when I went home after having our dinner date with my friends and I started thinking about what would I do, crypto is a play that you can actually play. It's just really risky. Let's get into number 7. Number 7 is, and I kind of laughed at this one, but my friends literally just moved to Las Vegas. Now, I don't know where you're watching this video from around the world, but here in the United States, Las Vegas is a place that you can go and you can gamble your tail off. And so people love to go to the casinos and they love to put 100 down on black. One thing I would do is I would put $30,000 down on black and roulette and see what happens. Either I'm going to win it and I'm going to win my 60, or I'm going to lose this 30, right? So I'm not telling you to do this. I was just having fun thinking about what would I do if I want to double this money pretty darn quickly. And you could go to the casinos and you could gamble it. And it is something that people do all the time. And I've seen it happen in my own family. Now, I wouldn't necessarily encourage it. I'm just telling you, it was an idea that I had that I've seen people do. And they have taken 30,000 and in one night, they may have built this up to 10,000 or to $100,000, right? Just from betting it. So it was a funny game, but it actually has real world applications. Again, I'm typically a long-term investor, right? I buy something, I like to hold on to it. But these are 6 ways that if you wanted to double your money in the next 3 to 6 to 12 months, these are 3 ways that where you can actually have the opportunity to do it. There's high risk, but as we know, with high risk, you sometimes have high reward. So let me know what you think about this video. Drop a comment. Let me know which out of these 6 you would actually contemplate doing in the comments. And let me know if this video actually helped you. Hey, if it did, go on and subscribe, share this, and let us know how it actually helped you. And we will see you on the next one.